Hello. Nope, hold on. Here we go. Hello, Danganronpa and Amatsuki fans alike. We've gathered here today because I've dragged yet another kindred soul into our ranks recently. It's Cyberlotl, you know, the Soul Link guy. I got him to watch the Danganronpa animation, and I think he's hooked. Welcome to today's episode. An amateur Danganronpa fan guesses the ultimates of a bunch of people he's never seen before. The rules are simple. I send him the idol sprites, and he has to guess their talents. I'd send him their splash art as a hint, but that was rarely useful. It's all harmless fun, right? Who's keeping score? I am. You're being judged, Cyber. But in fairness, I'd give him a point if he was close. For example, Togami could be the ultimate heir, affluent progeny, or trust fund, and it would all be correct. Round 1 was the cast of Danganronpa 2, starting with the curveball, Hajime Hinata. He picked up immediately and said boring, which is true because Hajime doesn't officially have a talent. His guess for Akane, however, was the ultimate sumo. She looks the part, but she's the ultimate gymnast. Kazuichi seemed deceptively obvious. His first guess was ultimate graffitiist. He changed his guess to mechanic once he saw the splash art, but that doesn't count. We all love Baby Gangsta, but it would appear that his mafia relations weren't clear enough because Cyber labeled him the ultimate mathematician. While I expected him to struggle with Sanya, his guess was almost instantaneously Baker, which is kind of cute. Actually, she's royalty. Togami confused him quite a bit. He said ultimate heir, but fat. In fairness of not spoiling anything for him, I'll give us both a point for that one. I've memed on Teru so much that even Cyber recognizes the ultimate cook. Congratulations, you made your first 100% indisputably correct answer. Mahiru and Pekka were found out immediately due to their obvious accessories. Ultimate photographer and swordswoman, respectively. Ibuki Miyota! Fan favorite musician, yet his guess was ultimate gum. Like, chewing gum. Just kidding, he said ultimate punk, which is not entirely wrong. With the funniest guess of the whole video, Hyoko Saionji, the mastermind. You can't make this stuff up. He came up with tradition after seeing her splash art, so I'll give it that. He nailed Mikon immediately with nurse, but bad at it, which is admittedly impressive. Nekomaru was a tough one. Nobody would get team manager from this JoJo-looking crap hose. Instead, Cyber's suggestion of ultimate brute was much more fitting. Gundam Tanaka, the supreme overlord of ice, the forbidden one, the one. Ahem. Cyber knew about the hamsters, and even after seeing the splash art, he guessed animal care. While it's animal-related, Gundam is, annoyingly, the ultimate breeder. He rightfully assumes Nagito's a protagonist. He labels him as both a mop and an ultimate klutz, which is probably because he's only seen that clip of him getting hit by a car. Chiaki, the fan-favorite gamer girl, is another very good guess. Her Galaga hairpin was too small to see, so instead he guessed ultimate scholar. And that's round 1 at a close. He did well, all things considered. Danganronpa V3's cast is a little more obvious in my opinion. He did guess Shuichi as the ultimate detective and calls Makirel defective before guessing child, which I'm not sure how to rate that. He guessed Himiko's talent right.
That's right, I'm Himiko Umeno, the ultimate mage.
Yeah, sure. Since Rantaro himself didn't even know his talent, Cyber's guess of anti-talent is funny enough to make the cut. His first thought for Kaede was artist, which I feel was a throwaway guess. He later changed it to musician after somebody came along. Specifically, she is the ultimate pianist, so it's still incorrect. He was very insistent that Ryoma was puntable. That's all, not a criminal or anything, puntable. Oh, and a juvenile, I think. He said juvil, I assume he means like juvenile detention. Ryoma is, however, unofficially the ultimate prisoner, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a tennis player, by the way. Hirumi and Angie were quite easy to guess. Tenko, not so much. Her flower-like ribbons definitely led him to believe plant, so, like, gardener or botanist, I guess. Ultimate Aikido master, martial arts and feminism. I love his guess for Kyo. Ultimate war soldier. Gosh darn it, you're right, he really looks like it. Karekyo Shinguchi, however, is the ultimate incest anthropologist. Miyu Iruma. He got close with ultimate engineer, but not with vehicles. He must have gotten tripped up because of Kazuichi's similar talent. I'll give it to him though. Entirely missing the ultimate entomologist's bug cage, he labeled Dante as Tarzan. If you say so, buddy. Now. Guess who, losers? It's me, Kokichiyama. I heard that Amatsuki was putting together a video, so I decided to crash it with Miyu's help.
You better repay me for this bullshit.
Quiet! As I was saying, let's see what this Cyberlotl fellow has to say about me, the ultimate supreme leader. The Fanta Fan Club ringleader. Now hold on.
The kid's got a point.
Ahem. Through Kaito's flash art, he was able to reach the conclusion of Ultimate Astronomer. While it's very close to Ultimate Astronaut, it's not the same. Good deduction, though. He had bread and klutz for Tsumugi. I'm not sure what else to say about that. Kibo, my beloved robot child, was lastly labeled as the ultimate mech, which isn't too far off the mark, so take my point. As Danganronpa V3 comes to an end, we have the challenge round. There are 5 junior ultimates in Despair Girls, aka the Warriors of Hope. The only hint he got for the 5 of them was that each of their talents was related to school. He guessed Monica as poetry, which I see. However, she is the little ultimate homeroom. Probably some bad communication on my part, but whatever. He struggled with Kotoko for like 5 minutes. He eventually settled on ultimate PE. Once he saw Masaru, he quickly changed her to fashion him to PE. Masaru was correct, the little ultimate PE, but Kotoko was the little ultimate drama. He actually guessed Jotaro and Nagisa right, first try, as the little ultimate art and history respectively. I'm just impressed with his guess on Nagisa. He used the pins on his collar to determine this. They had nothing to do with it. He used the wrong formula but got the right answer. Good game, Cyberlotl. Good game. Welcome to the fandom. Objection! Fanta Fan Club ringleader? What kind of ultimate is that?